Okay, before we go, we should probably have some questions from the audience, but before that, I just want to ask you a bit about where you stand in, because we talked about the technology endeavors and the sort of technology as a filmmaker, emerging technologies, digital technologies today. Some directors bemoan the loss of film, a negative, and the whole sort of work ethic that goes with that. What do you think?
I was happy to see film die, and it is dead. It's dead. You know, I mean, I think digital technology is hugely far superior. And in fact, even those people like Spielberg who still shoot on film, 2 seconds later it's been digitized and then they're editing digitally, and it's, you know, or eventually it will be digital. You know, it has to go into a computer for color timing, and so no one does chemical color timing anymore because it's so clumsy and so awkward, as was the editing of film. I mean, it really was very primitive compared with digital stuff. Sound has been digital on film sets for many, many years, and it's taken more time before the video technology was able to match film, but now it far surpasses it. I don't care, all those Kodak ads in American cinematography about how wonderful film is, forget about it. I was, even as I was, you know, I have great affection for typewriters, typewriter technology. Anybody who's seen Naked Lunch would know that. But I was really happy to see typewriters disappear, because word processing is so much more works the way your mind works. You know, you jump around and you move things around, and when you're typing, it's all very linear, and it's the same with the old film editing was so linear. And with digital editing, you can just jump around and move around very quickly, the way basically your mind works, in a mosaic way, not a linear way. And so for me, there are many things about digital technology too that you wouldn't. For a filmmaker, I remember the first time I saw a print, what we called a release print, that is to say a print that is made for the cinema. You do what's called an answer print. It comes right off the negative, and you get the color and the contrast and the black levels just perfect, the way you want. And now they make a duplicate negative, an interneg, another neg, and then they make the release prints, and they look terrible. The prints that are actually going to the theater for people to watch are horrifyingly awful, compared with that beautiful answer print that you had that looked just the way you wanted. The blacks have all gone green and are now grainy. The highlights are burned out and have no detail. With digital, of course, you can reproduce endlessly, and it's exactly the same. There's no deterioration in quality. That's the huge advantage of digital, and it's immense. And the other thing is, of course, I would go to a theater and see my film, and the print had been shown many, many times, and it had scratches everywhere, and the sprockets had worn, and the image would be moving around like that, and there would be jumps where the projectionist had ripped some of the frames and had to repair them. And I mean, it was horrible to watch. It doesn't mean that you can't have bad digital projection, which we know from some projection that just happened here yesterday. But it's the chances of bad projection are much smaller than with film. So I really have no. I mean, the one thing I do miss about film is the smell of the film, you know, in the editing room. But you could get a Kodak Airfreshener, and then you'd have the smell without all the disadvantages of film. So that, to me, that's it. And I think there should be ode to Kodak, really.